First and foremost, apologies for making the post yesterday, and more than implying, I think I pretty much outright said I was going to do a multi-panel, open panel stream, and I tried to tag, but it was unsuccessful. Like all the OGs and a couple other people. I know Krupp was in there too on Krupp, C-Fouls, and everybody else that I could possibly remember. I just want to touch base, and I think the most important thing right now is that tonight Stuck in the Middle returns, and for that, I say, smoke some if you got some. I got a couple, thank God. Alright. So, aside from being a little nervous, I won't deny that, tonight the show, the grand show, reappears, and I want to maintain that open extension and invite to anybody that has had any kind of opinion or has any kind of disagreement or finds something that we have said distasteful. We have the platform. You can call. Oh shit! What's up, Ken? Hey, it's PP's V-neck. I don't know, man. I gotta dispel this rumor, this vile YouTube rumor that I've been ignoring the PPV neck, and I'm going to give an origin story as to why I always have a V neck. Just right now, it has to remain a mystery. Ken, I hope you're good, brother. I hope you're around for Stuck in the Middle tonight. Hell, I hope you saw the last time I live streamed was on Cannabis Conservatives, like 4 hour stream with a legend. What's up, C-Fals, my brother? I think I owe you an apology. I tried to tag you. I don't know why. On the cell phone, I couldn't tag anybody's channel. But God bless you. You gotta know I've been thinking about all of you. The open panel thing for this channel is around the corner. Some things came up. Some things that I'm wrestling talking about in public regarding those that we love the most in life. And when it comes up, this is not job related. I had to decline going to work even though they requested that I go in to take care of somebody that had a medical procedure and take care of them like intensively to the point where you gotta like make sure they can drink water, and they literally are in a state where they cannot walk safely. Without giving too many details here, draw any conclusions you want. But clearly, as we all know, things happen in life, regardless of what we tell, what going to do on YouTube. Obviously, certain things will always take precedent. So with that being said, thank you. What's up, Actions, brother? Good to see you. I tagged you as well. No, it's okay, Ken. I promise I'm not giving context on purpose here. I would be happy to confide, privately, just not on here, where all the creeps and the bushwhackers be. You know how they roll. Speaking of the creeps and the bushwhackers, even though we have an entire show planned with infinite topics, Josh and I really ransacked every nook and cranny that we could to bring the freshest show we can tonight, which is going down 100% unequivocally. Josh completed the filming, so he's got another one in the bag. And often, as it goes with movies or things like that, some things can't be talked about. So I'm super proud of him. He's back, and we've had a lot of talks about the show tonight. There's a little segment though that you love bushwhacking. Well, once you're bushwatching, get to the bushwhacking because it's way more fun. Way more fun. To me, bushwhacking is, aside from gooning, no, my V-neck, or just watching a show without engaging, it is engaging. Then you go from bushwatcher to bushwhacker, and that's way more elite. That's when you're taken seriously. So I want to make the open invitation without naming names, but feel free to pop in the chat or jump out of that bush or get to whacking. You can call in. I know one of these individuals that rides a bike with no seat, and that's been confirmed. All right, not even mainstream media. The mainstream media try to tell us this. These individuals, they ride their bikes with a seat on, and we all know that's a lie. So, doing our own sleuthing on the internet, it's confirmed. These individuals that I think C-Fals and I know about. What's up, Crystal? Love you forever. We know, we have confirmed with boots on the ground reporting that they do in fact ride their bikes without the seat on. It's just what it be. So to those of you that enjoy that ride, don't expect to get a ride when you join us on Stuck in the Middle, but know that you're welcome with your freaky ass self. Uh-oh. What do we got here? Let's see. I don't know what I'm about to get into, and I think this is probably one of those things. It's bait mate, but do I dare read it? What do you say? I don't think I want to read your full name because I think I know what's going on here. But let's see. After today, it's official. This a fella on YouTube known as Martin and me are a couple, and honest, I'm so relieved he's moving back to Ohio. I take back every mean word I've ever said about anyone on here. Please accept my apology. Well, look, I'm not above taking a little bit of bait and indulging. These weren't my own thoughts that I just spouted out of my ass. So it's not like a TTS thing. If it's on my screen, I claim the right to read it. And I guess the danger is the same can be said. These are the dangers of the YouTube streets, man. People can pretend to be other people and say whatever they want. It's happened with me and my name. And that just keeps YouTube spicy, doesn't it? Hey, AD, the last time I was live, I got cut off. Wouldn't you know it? I think God intervened, and just at that moment, I think that was God reaching down and saying, "We want AD to go on and on or not on. You can call and maintain anonymity. Will give you a different name. Like, let's see. I mean, the dude's name is literally Anonymous Dude." But I did talk to Josh a bit about some of our commentary. He loves it. I gotta give you. I'll call you Scuba, just Scuba for some reason. I don't know. Scuba. And that sounds like Scuba Steve. And there's a Steve I know that I respect. I'm gonna call you Stewie. Stewie, you're cordially invited, even though you believe it is detrimental to your future. In what way is beyond me? I mean, but we'll even play the clip for you on demand, and we'll give you full attention, full platform, full ground to state why we or Josh, but I co-signed to Josh as a brother, why we should probably be run off of the internet and we deserve less than. So you're invited. You're invited. I'm glad you're a Christian Republican now. I'm working on the Christianity, man. I don't think I can literally say I am a Christian because what entails that? You know what I mean? That means I'm well versed with the Bible, and I'm just not. The passages that I'm trying to study are very they don't line up with a lot of the things that I see in the world. With it makes it pretty clear Jesus was not a fan of the wealthy and getting to heaven and material possessions and all that. But I digress. That's a conversation I'd love to have. Just know you're welcome to call in if you'd like and say your piece, if you will, or your rage. Let it out, man. Let it out. I think there was a suggestion that next time you popped in, who the hell is Matthew? Oh God, never mind. I know. Okay, well, I love YouTube. God, no, I will not sully God's name by saying bless YouTube. I'll say YouTube is Satan's playground. Yep, and we're all just roughing it here. Free balling with the fires of hell out, just kind of hitting the taint of our scrot. Was that well articulated? Yeah. Our scrotes burn forever on YouTube. So, with that being said, yep, we got plenty of topics, videos, clips. We might look into the No Kings protest that I was at. We might play some of the interview, but my God, we have so many things. I'd love to ask, hey, Angel Wings, oh my dear goodness, welcome to you, sweetheart. I have my own beliefs, but it kind of runs parallel with Christianity. Ken, I respect the ever-loving heck, see, I'm trying, out of that, because I think that's my biggest comfort zone. Something, if I may say personally, is, and nobody take this personal unless the shoes fit. I think there are many that hit that live button on platforms that are public, and they sell a version of themselves and preach the tenets of something that they may really believe they essentially have a doctorate in doctrine, that they're experts, and the whole, like, I'm preaching salvation, and if you want your soul saved, you have to like, subscribe, donate this and that for your salvation. That's not a far cry from like mega churches, only on a smaller scale. And it's just a perverse way. If there's anything I'm interpreting from the Bible, there's one thing about spreading the word, but then, I don't know, false prophets or people that are trying to do something, like if they're trying to enrich their own self image by just spearheading the Bible as their entire identity, and it's a way to never look in the mirror. And please, this is not a personal thing, this is a general thing, because there's a lot of channels and a lot of people that hide behind the veil of Christianity or the holy book and try to claim how enlightened they are, how unbothered they are, how much better they are than everybody and their sister's goldfish. And I'm never gonna hide behind something that I'm doing my own. Sorry, I see. What's up there, Fad? Is it Fab Daddy? You be busy. We don't all agree. Now you got my attention because I respect that. We don't all agree all the time. Damn right. That's the energy I'm trying to see, man. I appreciate to some of the people that reached out, at the very least, like the little interview I did. I thought the footage of me just filming the chaos of the No Kings protest would have done better, even though the numbers I get here, they're amateur numbers. It's shit. It's shit. This is the vlog channel. Every now and again, maybe I'll do actual content, but the interview like got hyped up a bit, and people left like really positive feedback. And some people really like the way I interview. That is a passion of mine, I can't deny, and I'm looking forward to. We have actually 4 future guests planned for Stuck in the Middle, and one of them, there's no secret there, CanCon. That is somebody that I know I've kind of, how do I say this delicately, I fanboy out a little bit because of his accomplishments. He made a niche for himself. The dude has an established legacy. Dude got blacklisted by the mainstream media, and like Times or the New York Times literally wrote a piece about him and his friends and completely banned his ass off of YouTube. Homeboy got legit canceled. Him, Be Easy was another one, Alpha, and now, God God said at some point, let there be light, and some of these people that were always preaching the truth or just facts that weren't appropriate. Did you guys hear that noise? I just got an offer on eBay. I'll look into that. I'm haggling with somebody right now, trying to make side bread while I make the main bread. But anyway, what the hell was I just saying? Somebody remind me. Oh my goodness. See how easy it is? I gotta turn all notifications off. Oh yeah, CanCon, that's right. Yeah, all of his accomplishments, the people he's been able to interview, like he's interviewed Major E. Green, Taylor, I want to say Steve Bannon, but I'm not confident. But people legit in the Trump administration, and I've always just been honored that he's interested. I think maybe more so in my story. The friendship is there, and I'm thankful for that. But I think there's this facet of the fact that I used to be such a hardcore progressive, and that I've risen. We'll say for the sake of words, that I rose from being a lowly liberal. That sounds condescending. Or a radical leftist. There you go. I was a radical leftist for a spell. Not as radical as some of the channels out here tried to frame me by literally adding false context and putting words in my mouth and showcasing it in a way which would incite people to mass report or to try to put the fear of the law in me, which is never gonna work. So if anything, keep on bringing the content my way. And I'm curious if anybody took what I'll call the bait or accountability To me, I said some whole names out with my chest out there, like Uncle Will. What was up with the showcasing my live stream and purporting that I am a serious danger, and then calling me a liberal? I mean, come on, like, obviously, or let's just say for the sake of the argument here, I'm pretending to be something I'm not. That lasted for 4 months when I pretended to like Ryan Upchurch, okay? But otherwise, what you see is what you're getting, and I'm embodying my truth in every shape and form, and I have no insecurity about that. I'm so comfortable, in fact, that I share stories about my past, and I hold nothing back. And I leave it up to scrutiny, and channels will clip it up and make content, and again, they'll try to scare me. Who is going to, as long as you're living in truth, who is going to be scared away by things they openly and voluntarily share about their lives? So clearly, either I have a really, really bad judgment, or I feel just that certain about my truth and that I've grown from the experiences I've had. You take it, you leave it, or do what you do and try to make another square work media. I don't know. You got your life, you can live it. If my God can help you, I will pray for you. Everyone likes to be thought about. Hey, amen to that. Squirrel. Nobody's it's llamas I'm concerned about, but squirrels, that's a second, like really, really high up there on the tier list. Yeah, no, God to me has always been a universal idea and or concept. When I was like an very, very strict in the trenches of my atheism, I think my atheism for a spell almost became like my identity, and I made it like my life's mission that nobody assigned to me, to go out of my way and insult others that were happy and fine, believing and having their faith. I took issue with people using platforms to push their specific beliefs on others, and that's when I would chime in, and I'd get into some pretty heated debates. Early on in Stuck in the Middle, I remember I pissed off some, or maybe like not some, a small amount of people that just did not want to hear what I thought when I was an atheist, and it offended them so much that I inspired them to start a channel and everything, and they were over their 50s. They dropped me and Josh like a bad habit because they simply disagreed. Hey, Pitbulls, good to see you. Shep, what's good? Stuck in the Middle is tonight. You're off? Hell yes. I am super excited. I will admit, though. Okay, let me tell on myself regarding an anxiety I have. This has been spoken about openly. The vertical streaming versus YouTube changing it to normal platform, it is still so ambiguous that a lot of us that are trying to maintain this platform don't understand this upgrade. So there's a little fear I think I have. I have to acknowledge that maybe it won't work as good as it's been for the past almost 2 months now, or a month and a half, being that the 1 week was completely just taken off. But I know Josh and I have faith in the way we can play off of each other and talk about what it is we talk about. We're passionate about it. Yeah, I don't. Let me see. I went from Christianity to atheist to agnostic to my own religion. That is, in a nutshell, I mean, not in the same order, almost one and the same here. Only I started out baptized Catholic, never been inside of a synagogue in my life, always respected the Jewish family I had. Then I discovered the Christian church in middle school, fell in love with the energy and the vibe. Then, after that, Buddhism, like really hardcore studying Buddhism. Then agnosticism, and this is when I was reading the most literature about religions around the world. Lewis, loser. Hey, Indy. Oh, Indy is here. I got something to do for you. Yeah, I don't know how this happened or why, but here we go. Boom. Much better. Indy's name, wherever you see it. If it ain't blue, no matter who, don't know why. Damn it, my neighborhood telling me about the llamas in here. You're gonna hear notifications as I rant. I guess it's just a thing. You gotta take it. Indy's name better be blue wherever you go. If not, you better start just frothing at the mouth with pure, unadulterated rage. But okay, so Buddhism, agnosticism, nihilism, which was the Tell me this is not a self-fulfilling prophecy here. Tell me this is not an example of a snake eating its own tail. I tried to be a practicing nihilist, and it lasted. I read Friedrich Nietzsche, and it gave me a way to be condescending too. And you really literally get this mentality of, fuck it. None of it matters. What does it matter? It's not the healthiest. I see how it maybe can be liberating for some, because for some people, one thing does not work for all. Some people, it takes disconnecting and having some sort of conclusion that none of it matters to live their best life. And I'm not going to poo-poo on that, but it didn't work for me. It was just like, even when I was practicing it, and it's not a religion, it's an ideology, it's a philosophy that a man came up with. Uh, it did nothing. If anything, it helped fuel the darkness that I had. That's when I was getting into more active fights and behavior that was, unbecoming of somebody that was young. I was doing more foolish and dangerous acts. Wonton Wonton soup sounds great right now. Squirrel? Llama? No, I just, I was like a scumbag when I was a nihilist. And I don't want to say that means anybody else that's a nihilist is a scumbag, but for me it was an excuse. And yeah, I think that just became exhausting. Then I went atheist, and that was my comfort zone because it felt very easy to read certain books like The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins or Sam Harris or all of Christopher Hitchens, and that kind of messed with me for a while. I still remember my most popular go-to arguments when argue about, like, my God, the one I believe in specifically, is the only right one, which I always found very, very overconfident and pompous even. So here's an old question. If you want I think philosophers have too much time to think. Might be onto something. Here's a line that I used that concurrently or consecutively pisses off a friend I have to this day from childhood. I'd say to her, Holly, you are claiming that your God is the only God, and everybody that doesn't believe in your version of God is condemned to hell. Is that correct? Then let me ask you this. What about the millions of people that don't even know who Christ is? People on the eastern side of the world, like Asian to some degree, that never held a Christian Bible or something. You're telling me that the people that believed in Buddhism or Taoism, that they're all going to hell because their practices aren't inherently evil or bad-natured. And I would just make arguments like that. Like, how can you say that you're being godly or Christian like, while kind of laughing that they're all ignorant and through no fault of their own, they haven't been able to learn about Christ? That was an atheist argument that I would utilize quite a bit. And I guess everything reaches its own course in due time. In a way, in a moment of serendipity, perhaps, my finding this Stuck in the Middle show because Josh told me about another show he was doing that was failing because his co-host didn't want to talk about certain topics. What's up, Snooks? Good to see you too. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for wishing me well, man. God bless, man. It's time for me to swing the vines of YouTube. All right, yep. 2 and 5, and I'm hit. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. God bless, man. Thank you. Hey, Vanessa, Kitty. I like cats. You're more than welcome. It's good to see you. I do hope I'm gonna share the link for the big show tonight, and I'm very, very stoked about it. Let me walk it back for a moment, though. So after the atheism and the serendipity of meeting the show, where it was the whole job of the show, if you want to call it that to any degree, aside from comedy, being edgelords, was doing my research on things we were told was the truth. And the more I looked into things, I mean, it took a couple of years, but I gave up being a Democrat, especially after Bernie Sanders was burned by the DNC. But that was one stepping stone. And then, not even being exhausted of being an atheist, but there came a time in my life, this one's not that long ago, but if it wasn't for discovering this podcast stuck in the middle, I wouldn't have found my way to Christ. I wouldn't have met other people that had such faith that I think I somewhat admired from a distance. And I just had to do more and more research. And then I came to the inevitable time where I felt I needed to surrender to something, because living for myself, as right and common sense as that may sound, it wasn't working. It didn't feel like I was really accomplishing anything but being selfish. Forgive me if my words don't describe what other people have felt, and I am not the arbiter of truth. Everything is a matter of perspective. I eventually found Christ. I eventually surrendered back to God, and it started with prayer. And found myself praying, and that's you're not that far if you're doing that. And I was doing that to soothe my soul. And then I really felt I was connecting with, the people I loved that lost their lives. So many friends, family alike, and talking to them was such a comfort. And then I just took the extra step after surrendering, and I found that God was perhaps always there for me. Especially when I look at all the many miracles, we'll call them that for the sake of the context here. I should be dead. I absolutely should be dead, with the amount of times I've had a firearm in my face, or been beaten down, beaten up, robbed in a trailer park. That's where I came up in Florida, aside from New York. All the things that I've seen, done, hell, ODing, that's something that's happened to me a couple times. It is nothing short of a miracle that I survived that last attempt. Uh, so I'm at a point now, though, where, like, sharing that story, even though I've done it so many times, I don't know, what do I care what people think? My most serious attempt was when I took, like, I used to say 60, but I'll say, and my tolerance, yes, it was that strong. Let's say 40. I took 40 Xanax with 2 bottles of liquor with 2 friends sitting in front of me, and I was wearing spiked brass knuckles. I had 2 bottles of liquor in my hand, and I told them if they tried to stop me, I would end them in Minecraft. And one of them, and this maybe didn't help, the super Christian one, he ran and abandoned me, and I don't blame him. And then the other was a good friend that I still have to this day. He was very troubled, but he ran and found my father. And then I blacked out for 2 weeks. I just had moments of coming to my ex-fiance. I remember her face above me. I went to work as a DJ, talked on the microphone, fully, like, blacked out, but still having these moments of, like, being conscious. And I survived that. I, I don't want. It's not selfish to call that a miracle, right? It I can't. I'm not gonna say it has to be a miracle, but I survived that, and the odds of my survival, I think, were pretty damn slim. I remember briefly my father trying to make me puke, and I don't remember if anything came up, but I was cooked, and I survived that, and now I'm here. What was it, last year? 6 funerals. I think I've been saying 8. 6 funerals, all friends of mine that I grew up with in Florida, and it's a lot of them from the M word. What's Other people took their lives. Many of them OD'd, and some of them took their own lives. One of them, who was a dealer of mine, his name was Cody, took his own life on Christmas morning and left behind twin girls, like babies. So all of that shit, man. And Lindsay, Lindsay was somebody that I believe in my heart I could have fallen in love with. Her daughter reaches out to me now and again because I used to know her father well. But anyway, I'm giving my life story here. Sorry. I'm comfortable now saying that I'm trying to be a Christian. I don't know if I have earned the title. but I'm trying to live in a way that I believe would be worthy of God's grace and forgiveness. I'm trying to show love to the people in my life that have given me love and that deserve it in a way that is not self-serving, living as unselfishly as possible. Sorry. Thank you. I'm in touch with some of them, like their parents, their kids. So it's always a mind fuck. But anyway, tonight, Indy, I hope if you're not busy, Snooks, if you're not busy, I hope that we get to see you over at Stuck in the Middle, which is supposed to be 8:39 p.m. Again, Josh just finished wrapping up filming, and we got just such a huge amount of things to cipher through. But I'd love to get a general consensus from any of you, all of you. Yo, Indrid, Mr. Shade, I tagged you, or I tried to. It didn't successfully tag anybody. I explained earlier, and let's just say a family emergency and the level of care I had to give made it impossible. And I even declined going to work, and that's something I told them I would never do. They called me in on my day off. But yeah, so tonight that's the plan. Please, everybody and anybody, it's an open platform. Call-ins. Here's what I wanted to ask those of you that are here. Please don't. What's up, Twisted? Salute to you, man. Somebody gave me flack for like just being cool with you. To that individual, and the one that's like in my DMs on Instagram, shut the fuck up. Who the hell do you think you are? Why do you think me at my age would give a shit? What do you think, I'm in fucking middle school still? I know I look young, but come on, man. Like, these people that go around telling me that I might be losing some level of appeal by being associated with some people. I don't care who the fuck people hate in the back streets or publicly. Your beefs are your own, and I'm not keeping your pork chops in my pocket, okay? Grow the fuck up. So, that's why it's important for me to say Stuck in the Middle will maintain the open platform. And even you, Lewis, you're annoying, like, IRL troll punk ass. Man, I want to put you in like a guillotine choke. You can call in and try to be funny or something. I don't know. I mean, I think your material's stale, but I think you're a good person from the time I knew you. Jopan, I will insult you every day, all day, Jopan. Damn right. Well, bless you, brother. I know I told you I'd be calling you soon. Things happen, life happens. Making the donuts is Pitbull, or somebody said very eloquently. So, no apologies for living my life, surviving, providing, and doing what must be done, especially taking care of somebody in my family that I love. Damn it, I didn't get to my question. This is all of your faults for my rants going so off the rails, and my fault for acknowledging almost every single name I see in chat. Imagine me trying to do that on Stuck in the Middle. Like, hello, like 100 fucking names down the line. Shout out, shout out. Shit, man. Anything particular that any of you think is like super relevant, prevalent, like modern time right now that you would want to see discussed, please let me know in the chat, or progressivepatriot44 at gmail.com, me on Facebook, my alt Kenneth Stone, where I'm sitting at a news anchor desk like this. I was about, I don't know, like 40 pounds heavier, I think. Yeah, let me know. Absolutely. Anarchy! What's up, man? It's good to see you, G Money. Pork chops be in my pockets, alright? No. Well, my own pork chops, alright? Any beef I got, I ain't sharing it. Maybe only for content, but anybody else's pork chops and or beef, y'all can just get on out of here with that. Go and make a barbecue with it. Make a grand old event about it. But aside from like the multitude of topics that I've seen, some things I'm tempted to even start ranting about here, because clearly, like, there's a string in my back, and I pulled it before I hit the live button, and I can't unpull it. I can't shut up. Somebody help me shut up. I took a single shot of cold coffee, and here I am. My God, somebody make it stop. But no, in all seriousness, is there anything? Because we got a lot. A lot. I'm actually intrigued on how we're going to consolidate this into a bite size worthy of a 2 hour plus stream. Did you guys hear about this fella in North Carolina? Let's see how quick YouTube gets pissed or starts suppressing. All right, so homeboy in North Carolina, he's driving, and famously, I felt personally attacked. All the headlines are dogging him because he's 5'6". I think I'm like 5'6", 5'7". So damn him for misrepresenting the shorties. Not shotties, shorties, like short fella. I think I'm short. Um, so he sees a Trump banner on some person's house. He decides to pull over, get out of his vehicle, reach up from his tippy toes, which is legit in the article, pull the banner down, go back to his vehicle, take out his firearm for whatever god awful reason, let 2 shots off into the air, and then he turns the firearm on the house that had the pro-Trump sign, and loads the house up, almost hitting the owner and leaving a bullet hole in the dude's fridge. The guy is being charged with 17 years in prison. Felonious assault. I hope there's attempted something in there. 17 years. If there's one thing I'm going to say, and I had a nice little discussion with somebody very wise today, I will not sit here and say, oh, wait, do I see China refusing to sell us rare earth minerals? I gotta look into that. I gotta take mental note. Yes, drop all the links. If you're modded, you can drop a link for anywhere. I don't care. I was chastised very firmly back in the day about plugging Stuck in the Middle when we were up and coming. Fuck that guy. Feel free to drop all the links here. Yeah, Twisted. I'm not gonna rule that out. Okay, let's just keep it 100, man. Did he? See, I wouldn't put it past him. He he's been leaving comments randomly when he hears me talking about Stuck in the Middle doing, like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's doing good, right? But like all of a sudden he reappears and he's like complimenting everything. Come on, dude. I remember when I first came onto the scene with this cursed algorithm. I the way and the amount of times that he reached out to me, emailed me, and tried to message me, and there's others that, like, I don't know how they think I can split myself into 100 different people and respond to everything, but before I knew who he was, he guilt tripped me for not covering him and whatever he was going through. And I just thought he was like a really old man in my head. He was an old man that just didn't understand the internet, didn't know how to use a computer, and so I was shocked when I actually saw him. It's a little context. Hey, Chris. Hey, I remember that. Never stop playing. Yeah, you remember that too. What a lesson. A part of me wants to thank that little Voldemort, that the bald Voldemort. Well, Voldemort's bald. I don't have to add bald. That little Voldemort fella that, has his lane and, God bless and all that. But I think he's got an ego issue, and there was a huge projection about narcissism, and then the whole intimidation factor. And he tried to disavow that he ever tried to, like, get other people to come at me, but I specifically remember them jumping into my live stream saying, "Oh, so and so sent me. Are you the Red Guard of YouTube or some shit?" Get the fuck out of here. The truth is the truth is the truth, and the more you try to twist it, no offense, Twisted 10, the more, like, you're gonna look like the fucking fool, like, I'll get the laugh at that point. So China not selling us minerals, that's something to look into. Oh, Jopan with the kind of trying to keep us level, right? Here's what I was going to say before I read your comment. I'm going to say, maybe overconfidently, the majority of the violence seems to be coming from the left. just based on the statistics and everything I'm seeing. It could be my own algorithm. I won't deny, of course, violence comes from the right, but modern day, current times, I'm saying it's mostly the left. Prove me wrong, change my mind, call into the show. We do it like that. So, Trump 100% tariff. China don't like all the tariff. Well, we don't like China. China has no vested interest in our country aside from owning us and buying up land and shit. Fuck China. I don't know. Xi Jinping. Fuck. I got nothing nice to say. Um, okay. Also, bad for since us. I just had a stroke. Also, bad for since us, since China isn't. But thank you for that. China isn't buying the soybeans. All right. Well, I'll wrestle with that. I'll look up what I can for information, statistics, articles. If you got that, I know you. I'm sure you have some sources. Send sources my way. You know how to reach me. You can text me links. You know me on Facebook, maybe. Text it to me, dude, and we'll give it its due diligence. Remember, we're gonna maintain stuck in the middle. We're just if one area is more polarizing or louder, they're gonna get more attention. But I think I know we have so much that we're gonna have a nice even spread and a buffet where everybody can eat. Don't Nope, we're not going socialist. Just saying, there's plenty there. Wingnut, is there somebody named Wingnut in here? Because I missed that. It's my algorithm. Okay, send me the links, and I cannot deny my algorithm is biased because of the very nature of my own search. Speaking of algorithms, I want to make a recommendation. Matt Walsh, love him or hate him, he made a video, or I don't know if it's cut from his live stream, and it's something that I've been thinking about, and I just, believe it or not, I was lacking the words to articulate the very point he made, and he did it in a very simplistic manner. So, oh, Wingnut is anarchy. All right, word. Okay, I got you. So can I call you? Can I call you Wingnut, or we're just not there yet? Like, cause keep, I gotta keep my respect here. I don't know if we're on that like first alt YouTube name basis. So I'm gonna call you. Meet in the middle. Anarchy nut. Nope. Uh, uh, okay. Wing television. Nah, fuck it. I'll just call it Anarchy Television. So, all right, Matt Walsh does this thing where he's like basically stating, and it makes so much sense when you hear it for yourself. Please check it out. It has to have been 14 hours ago by now, maybe. We don't have like culture. Like, let's talk about pop culture, for example. Like, think about international stars or movies. Like, pre-COVID, pre-streaming, pre-internet kind of shit, we all knew Seinfeld. We all knew like the movie Titanic. There were just certain things that helped us stay more connected on a personal, real life level. Now things are so broken up with having so many different people to worship, watch, or whatever, be a fan of, like all these streamers, and it's not a bad thing. This is where the future's heading. What can we say? Just by default, it has kind of fractured us a lot. And now, like, it's almost, we all like things that are so obscure. It's not impossible, but it's challenging to just find things that we can all kind of unite about and just commonly acknowledge and or like or even dislike all the same. So I'm not gonna speak it as eloquently as Matt Walsh did, but please check out his video breakdown about this and how it's almost getting to a point to have a sense of community. Malls is not the place to go and meet people anymore. That's something I've been looking up right here in my own search engine. Like, where's a place I could just go hang out? I don't want to drink alcohol. Or can I just go hang out? There's a couple of bars that have like massive arcades, but anyway, I digress. Like, so just you take out that commonality, and now things are so obscure. We all have specific algorithms tailor made to keep our screens glued to our faces and doom scroll the entire day, the entire night, and inevitably, sadly, our lives away as we consume and consume and consume, literally going the way of the movie Wall-E at some point. So you'll see the correlation. Again, I recommend checking it out for yourself. Question everything, see things with your own eyes, and make your conclusion. Let me see some comments, and then I'm going to wrap it up here. Let's see, we're outnumbered. We're just, hey, I like that. We're not outnumbered. This is true. We're just out-organized. Damn true. Very true. Very simple and very true. Often, some of the most powerful truths are the ones that you can put it in a means that's simple or in layman's terms, and then you consume it, and it's just that much easier to catch on to and understand. I'm guilty of sometimes using a little too many words, so much so that it became a meme on the old Stuck in the Middle days, and a video was made to make fun of how many eloquent, or how my vernacular is too expansive, and inherently I'm using a bunch of words to say nothing. So LOL at me, but that's just how I be. Let's see. They're not really a collective show. There's not. Let me correct you, or like your words. I know typing it's not always the easiest. There's not really a collective show. The closest I've seen in is K-pop Demon Hunters. Thoughts on? I don't know who Myron. I don't know who Myron, like the dude from his podcast with the other fella, the Man Sphere or whatever that shit is. Is that what you're talking about? True, unfortunately, it's and there's a conversation about gold. I like gold. Give me your shekels. No, no. I rue the day that you see me begging. Clip this and memorize it forever, because God forbid the day comes where, like, I'm not setting this up, I promise. Let's say, like, a platform does well enough and we start getting donos. You're not gonna see me saying, I need your super chat. I can almost give a full promise. Let's see. Watch the latest Glenn Beck about drug boats. Okay, that's a good idea. No, you can't say the S word for gold. I can't. I mean, I just did, but here's something crazy I heard and saw today. Um, this Jesse on Fire said, and he gets a lot of views compared to me. So he said he thinks that I'm quoting him. The TRUMP word is being suppressed again. Where does he get that? And if there's evidence of that, I'd love to hear it from kind of a peer-reviewed consensus. So any of you, have you seen or heard of any issue with saying Trump's name out loud and getting suppressed? Because that would be crazy work to me. Not that it's not already been done, so it's not far from like a reality. When Biden was president, we had, what is it, Comey or the FBI actively in social media, like at their fucking businesses and helping run things and choosing what content is allowed and what isn't. So I don't know, but that would be crazy work while he's president and on this platform. Twitch is cooked. Like, fuck Twitch, fuck Hassan Piker. It's amazing. Out of all of the crazy rhetoric he said, and he got called out by a veteran today. God bless the military and the veterans. A veteran called out, what's his name, Tim Clancy, the guy who owns Twitch, and said, why do you have a platform that allows literal like hate speech, and I mean incitements to violence? I'm talking about Hassan Piker telling his followers, his chat of 14-year-olds and whatever, the most radicalized people in the country, to go and end the lives of landlords and let their red blood run through the streets like a river, and openly supporting Houthi pirates and Hamas and all of these things. And a veteran, I gotta go back and finish that video. I'm right at the tail end. There's this guy called More Pegasus, and he just covers us on every day. I don't like his thumbnails, but he gives his slop, and you might hear something you didn't. Oh, is he still here? Oh, well, everybody, AD's back. Josh told me to pull this one. AD's back. AD, you got my full attention, bro. Alright, this is important now. So, Now we want to put the onus on you. So can you describe to us what? Well, I don't think we ever got an answer to my question because that's when I said God intervened and killed my Wi-Fi at the time. If I may bring it up again, why is it okay for like wealthy celebrities like George Carlin, Louis C.K., Andrew Dice Clay, old school Howard Stern, or even Robin Williams to make jokes that are distasteful and edgy, but not others? Like, look, it's not my style. It's not. Okay, but your critique was, who do you think you are? Like, I'm going a little verbatim as I can. You said, who do you think you are, George Carlin? Like, you're not. You can't. And it was in the same breath you justify it being okay because they're successful and demonize it by people who are not. And that's a lack of consistency, which I would say is a lack of conviction, which would, my deduction would be, it's fraudulent or manufactured. So it's just a question. And yeah, look, this is why, even though you think it is detrimental or dire to your future or career, whatever it is, to join, to call into the show and just call Josh out, right? I'll be there too. Am I? Well, this is interesting. Why are you obsessed with this? It's because look, I hold no ill will in terms of like I'm angry at you, but memory. Don't forget, you pulled like a stunt, and I think you do enjoy the troll. The troll shoes, so to speak. Like, I think in real life, possibly you're like a decent fella, but like what I've seen on YouTube, like I don't see you like with fundamentals like loyalty or true friendship or shit. But look at me, I'm looking at you through a very small lens, through this little fucking box, right? And it doesn't define us. We're just, we're here, and we make the best out of it, right? So it's not so much as an obsession. It's just we can't forget the aftermath, and it was amusing. Literally, we watched other YouTubers report on it and have a meeting about like, oh, if they use any of our material, we're gonna strike them. We're gonna strike them. And then, like, no more than a week later, that very community has an issue with one of their own, and it's real. It wasn't a joke. The shit that we saw, that I saw, it was real shit. Josh made a joke that I don't know if he'll acknowledge it to anybody else, but I know he regrets the joke, right? So I don't know. It's not obsession. Call it curiosity. It help us put it to rest and just talk about it, like, because it's not something clearly we're gonna hide from because we know who we are. It is the attempt to assassinate our character and define who we are because of like that one moment in time, and it was like the thing of the week, like YouTube has. Something happens and then rinse and repeat. The cycle goes on. Somebody else is on the shit end of the stick. So I don't care about dude. Why are you defending your friend to me all the time? I mean, so be it. Look, I've brought it up to you, and I am legit interested in hearing your sincere take. And, I will not, I don't want to be like somebody else I know that literally chases people around like C-Files and myself and says, debate me, debate me, debate me, oh my god, debate me, debate me, debate me. I'm not going to pull that shit. But, like the last time you started in my chat when I was ranting in my car, you started like being kind of trollish, and then you jumped to like being supportive, and then so I don't know. I guess you're embodying your style and your take of the internet, like nothing serious, so it's all a game or it's all silly and or funny. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just it's something I won't forget. Like maybe there was a time where I thought you were approachable as a person that I might be like cool with, and then that was just like a nail in the coffin of like ever being a reality. So I was like, all right, bet, I guess that's just how it goes. And then it seemed very opportunistic or something. But I digress. I think I fucking made my point with that. And you yourself too. Did you like? Was it you, or was it others that went to Uncle Will with that? That I'm just curious about it. 2 times you want you're yeah. Ad, tell me with your whole fucking chest out, with your history, that you never thought of hurting somebody. Okay. We're referring to me openly sharing stories about my life, my experiences, my thoughts, and everything that went into it. I hide from nothing. I share everything. I am a transparent individual. I am not ashamed of anything because it's brought me to where I am today, which is healthy, sober, blessed, and loved and loving. So I think it's a wild, bruh, to use things that people are openly sharing about their past as a way to assassinate their present and their future, right? I mean, there's accountability, but me opening up and sharing in these dark places I've been to, and one of which is just a thought, like me having a thought, and then you being a diva about it. So, yeah, color me fucking perplexed and fascinated with how your mind really works. Or, like, maybe you're just a calculated individual with YouTube and you're like, there's something I can go on with and maybe press this individual and get these people to, like, align and or co-sign, or at least my chat will be lit because we got somebody to dogpile on. I don't know. I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you, but, you know, with your history, you can't. What's up, Red Fox? Good to. You know what, Red Fox? God bless you. I think you are a sweet individual. I can't say I know you, but from what I've seen of you on YouTube, you just seem like a very rational, nice human being, and for that, bless you. It is good to have you in this chat. I hope you would be willing to check out Stuck in the Middle tonight. We got a big show planned. We're going to have the phone lines opened. There's only one person that we're never allowing to call in again, and I think I made it very clear who that is, because they are a burden to the internet and to society. He may not take very well or kind to these words, but I'm not going to hold back my opinions on the matter. Put the bottle down, sir, and just, stay on a fucking lane once in your life. We'll see if he came in with an alt account, but anyway, why? What happened? What? Why? I don't know, Lewis. Fucking read the room. Pay attention. You're here, aren't you? Put a girl on. All right, so I got my rant on. I wanted to make sure that I'm promoting Stuck in the Middle. YouTube. Oh, this is FYI. If you go on and you want to tell people about your channel, you can't just say, like in my case, youtube.com/stuck in the middle or youtube.com/progressive patriot. Nope. You have to add youtube.com/at sign. You have to put the at sign when you type now. At Stuck in the Middle or at Hey, what's up, Third Eye? God bless you, brother. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. So yeah, that's just. I've been noticing the at signs are next to people in chats now. So just for anybody that's trying to plug channels outside of being on YouTube, that's how you gotta type it. Apparently, YouTube is a fickle, weird little bitch that I'm never gonna master. No harm in trying though. Oh. Lewis is harmless, but I have nothing but a belly laugh for anybody that times his ass out. So, Twisted, understood. You got the assignment. You understood. Lewis, you know me IRL, you piece of shit. Call me. Be a man. Like what? Are you? I don't understand the interaction or the dynamic we have. You only fuck with me like on the screen thing here, dude. We got this whole fucking state here, bro. Like, give me a call. You got a girlfriend? I got a girlfriend. Let's go on a double fucking date, bro. Let's go live life or something, play some pool. Or, you could just come in my chat and act like a fucking idiot. That's okay too. BSR in the house, holy shit, bro. What's good, homie G? It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Shit, bro. I found myself wondering how you were doing randomly. But, alright. I have been ranting for how long now? Can I see a time? Oh my god. What am I doing with my life? Okay. Catch us tonight, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Sometimes it takes a little extra time during our pre-prep than the prep meeting itself and making the thumbnail, but we're gonna have a mighty good show tonight. I'm confident with that. I'm confident about that. I hope to see, God willing, all of you there. So, with that being said, smoke 'em if you got 'em. And Great White Wolf, good to see you, brother. God bless. Y'all take care in the meantime, alright? I gotta start polishing up on the topics and the clips and Josh does a full printout, grand scale printout of everything we're going to talk about. I don't know. I won't question the why, but he just makes so much work for himself. Dude is a busy man and a hard worker. I'll catch y'all later tonight. Take care until then. Be there or be square. Like literally, you'll be square.